You're kicking it with G on your favorite station.
The perfect station.
92 KELZ, the only station with new music, new artists, new sound.
I can officially say we live with G on 92 KELZ. You know, we got G and Paige in the building. Nope, I'm going to say VS. Because I messed that all up already.
It's okay. Everybody knows if it's Jen or VS Griffin, they know it's me.
Hey, they all you. But no. So, I got you in here today to talk about this book. We're going to talk about everything.
Okay.
So, before we get into the book, tell the people a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Jen or Virginia V.S. Griffin. Born and raised Houston, Texas. I know. Born and raised Houston, Texas. Graduate of Barbara Jordan High School for Careers, class of 2000 in the building. I think I just made myself seem very old.
Hey, nah, ain't no oldness.
Oh, okay.
Like wine, you get better with wine. Better with age.
I've been like an editor for some years, from papers to college application stuff, things like that. Nothing like huge. I did help out with a couple of magazine articles, things of that nature.
So you've been writing for a while.
Yes. Under, for everybody else, not necessarily for myself.
Yeah.
My book is Phoenix Rising is my debut for myself. My first novel. For me, by me, centered on me.
So this is a true story.
Some of the events that took place in the book are based on factual events, yes.
Okay.
So it's a novel. It is a novel. But names, of course, have been changed. Some dates have been changed. But majority of the major events that take place in the book are based on actual events.
So I still don't want to get into the book. Okay. Because I'm just like, what made you write this book?
The main goal for me writing this book is I'm a big advocate for suicide awareness and suicide prevention. And in the years before I wrote the book and even now, you see a lot of suicide for what I feel like
Agreed, a lot.
Are, I don't want to be condescending to anybody's reasons or, beliefs or feelings. But I just feel like I've survived a lot that would have broken the next person. And if I can show one person that if I can live through everything I've lived through and still push through and look forward to another day, then surely you can too, and to not give up. And I'm not coming from a judgmental place where, people like, oh, she don't know what she's talking about. I've contemplated suicide before.
So someone that has contemplated suicide before, like, a lot of people feel like they don't have help.
Right.
Like, what are some of the things that you, not just getting a personal feeling, but like, what are some of the things that kind of made you backtrack from that?
At the time, what initially got me out of that situation was it seemed so real. Like I had picked up the knife and it was in my hand, and just the visual of me bleeding out, I thought I'd actually done it. Now, I don't know if that can be attributed to the pills that I was on, like, because this is like a process. I was killing myself slowly with.
It's when you said that, it like triggered something, because I was actually just having a conversation with one of my friends, and he was, saying he was battling with like depression and like other things, but the pills that they prescribed him made him think more suicidal thoughts. You know what I mean?
This medication is the stuff that they put, and this was not anything that was prescribed to me. At the time, this was just me trying to self-medicate through some pain that I was in.
Yeah.
During a traumatic time that I went through. At the time, my son had just passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Because that's I don't think no mother should ever have to bury their kid.
Yeah, listen, that was a tough time, you know, and it was my first child. And so I was self-medicating. Like, I was on drink heavy and promethazine and codeine for those non-Houston listeners.
For you non-Houston listeners.
For the non-Houston listeners. But I was on drink like real heavy, and you know I had started building up immunity to that, and it was like, okay, I need something else. And so this one particular, it was a sober moment, so to speak. I hadn't taken anything right before this moment, and it's like I had picked up the knife and I saw it happening. I thought I had actually slit my wrist because the blood seemed so real, and I dropped the knife. And I was like, pinching myself.
Yeah.
Like, did I, did I really do it? Like, and it scared me. It terrified me because I'm like, we just buried my son, and my mother at the time was 70, 68 maybe. But my mother was older.
So there was a lot going on during that time.
So it's like, wow, I was going to send her through this, and we just buried my son. It was just, it freaked me out. And so after that, I stopped isolating myself because that has a lot to do with it as well. When you isolate yourself, the only person you have to listen to is you. And so if your mind is telling you nobody loves you, nobody's here, you're all alone.
So the key is to make sure that you're talking to somebody. That is pretty much the key to get over certain things. At
least one person. I know it's hard to trust people because you never know, because I still have trust issues. But I do have one person that I know doesn't judge, no matter what I'm feeling. It can be outlandish, whatever.
Yeah.
If I feel like running around saying the sky is purple, she gonna listen.
Yeah.
She's gonna listen, but she'll, she's also going to like bring me back to focus. Like, okay, we can't stay here. We have to make a decision. Okay. You're gonna move forward. We're gonna move to the left, to the right, but you can't stay right here. And so she was instrumental in getting me out the house, even though she didn't know it at the time. She didn't know it at the time, but she was very instrumental in getting me out the house and getting some fresh air and, just getting out of my surroundings.
So is this where the writing kind of stemmed from as an outlet?
Yes. I had bounced the idea around throughout the years, but it takes a lot of courage to be so open for me.
Especially certain types of issues. On the topics that you're talking about.
Right. And it's like, while majority of society may think it's fiction, like, oh, she made up, she has a great imagination. For me, it's like I'm telling my life here. I'm putting my life out here for someone to critique or someone to judge, or for the people that actually knew me. It's like, oh, they getting all the tea now.
And you know what? For the people that's listening, you're listening to VS and Griffin of Phoenix Rising. Let me turn this around just so everybody can see this thing. I know we live, but just so y'all can see this book, you gotta go pick that up.
Yes.
You gotta go pick that up.
Please.
So let's get back into it. So when did you know that you wanted to just come out and just like, you know what, I need people to know my story?
I really started thinking about it heavily in the last couple of years. I think maybe like 2017. I kind of started. I didn't want to write it myself because it's different when you're editing, because editing is kind of like constructive criticism. You're taking a product and you're just tweaking a little bit, like, oh, you missed a comma, let me stick a comma right here, or change this word right there. It's different. I never considered myself a writer. And so around 2017, I reached out to like a couple of people that I knew were already published authors with a ghostwriting situation. And everybody was busy. You know, everybody booked and busy. I'm like, oh no.
I'm like, I don't want to write this book.
No, because I was like, I'm not a writer. It's going to take me forever. I don't know where to begin. You know, it was just like, this is not my area of expertise. But the type of person I am, I don't like no. And so I kind of got frustrated with being told no over and over and over again. So I reached out to a young lady that she's actually in the industry, and she helped me with structuring. You know, gave me a whole lot of tips. Her name is Simply Cecilia. She's with Yellow Bandit Media. Absolutely love Cece. Love her to death. If it were not for her, Phoenix Rising probably would still be in my head or on my computer. But she did. She helped me out with structuring and just where to start. Because I had a couple of places I wanted to start, but you know, you have to kind of, I'm a reader. Now, I've always been a great reader. And so I'm like, okay, well, I know I want to pull a person in, you know, immediately, because it's the first 5 pages of the chapter.
Crucial.
You got to pull the person in. If you don't pull them in, they're not going to finish it. They're not going to read it. It's dead in the water. And so I was like, well, I got to pull them in, but I don't really know. I was nervous. I was like, this is going to be controversial. Is it too much? And she was like, you can't worry about that part. She's like, we're going to work on this structure. We're going to, you know, the stuff I was worried about, like putting names on chapters and all that. She was like, don't worry about all that. So, you know, that sort of thing helped to bring the book to fruition. Because once she gave me that, I took off with it.
I ain't gotta do all this
I didn't have to overthink it anymore.
So how long did it take you to actually write it?
Ooh-wee. Maybe a year, give or take. I'm just estimating.
Took you a year.
A year.
So with Phoenix Rising, is this your story up until this point, book one?
Not to this point. Period? It's a time period. It covers Victoria, because we're gonna try to disassociate me from the character.
Let's talk about Victoria.
Yes, let's talk about Victoria. So Victoria at the beginning of the book is 21, and everything is great for her. Life is roses. Everything is sunshine. You know, she's engaged to her high school sweetheart, and they have a son, and they're planning a wedding.
Let's stop right there. So you engaged to your high school, because there's a lot of high school people out here right now. There's a lot of people that have that puppy love that don't feel like that love lasts. How did you make that work?
Ooh, child, listen, mine.
How did Victoria make that work? Let's get to
mine didn't, and Victoria's didn't. Like that kind of went away with the death of their child. When their child died, their relationship kind of went awry. You had some people it works, it brings them closer.
I agree.
Others not so much. You know, it kind of, you had 2 kids. Victoria's 21, the dad is 23. Dealing with
still very young. You know, both of them, well, in the real life scenario. With me, I was 21, baby daddy was 23. I'm the baby of my family. He was the baby of his family. You got 2 babies with a baby trying to pretend to be grown. You know, living on our own. Nobody wanted to move out their mama house. Hey, that's how it be though.
You know, and it's like, we mad, we gotta play grown up now. You know, and then it's like when we finally feel like we got a foothold on it. Tragedy hits. And so it's kind of like that in the book. It's like, you know, they were, you know, with the back and forth, you know, and then their son passes away. And then it's like, he's grieving the way he's grieving. She can't grieve because she got to take care of the business. You got funeral to plan. You got, you know, caskets to buy. And
let alone, that's still a hard thing to go through at 21, 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? That's a lot.
Yeah, it's Victoria. She starts off at 21, and at the end of the book, she's 30 years old. So it covers a pretty big span.
So, not to give away the book too much, but let's think past the tragedy. How does her life change during that time?
Ooh, child, she went through some things. After her child dies, and then there's an ensuing legal situation, which further inhibits her grieving. And then after the legal situation, she quote unquote falls in love for the first time. And
hold on, okay. Now we got to back all the way
like
up
adult life.
Okay,
she
so
falls
now,
in love with
now you
her
know
first
what love
adult
is.
situation, right?
Yeah, okay.
So then that situation leads to her getting arrested. So she got
Victoria didn't really been through some things.
Victoria been through some things. She got arrested. The dude left her there, and after that, you know, she had to go through the case. Got to go through the trial. So that's some years.
Does Victoria ever get back to her beginning?
She finds a safe space. After that, she does find love again. She gets married. She has children. More children. She does get divorced, but she has her babies, and her babies become her safe space.
So she does have kids again.
Yes. Yes, she does have kids again, and you know it leads her to a healthy place. She doesn't become like bitter. You know, it's a lot of hurt that happens or whatever.
So in the book, what message are you really trying to relay?
The message that I'm really trying to relay is that things happen, right? For me, with my personal life and the things that I've been through, between my mama, my best friend, and Jesus, like I got I'm here today. You know what I mean? That may not work for everybody, but I strongly believe that there's a pathway, whatever it may be, whatever you have to believe in something, even if it's just yourself, to know that you're needed, you're wanted, you were born for a reason. You may not know what that reason is, but stay here and figure it out.
Agree.
You know, keep your presence here. Somebody needs you, whether it's your smile, something you may say, your intellect. Somebody needs it. Somebody. It's billions of people on this planet. You know, somebody needs you.
Yeah.
And if you remove yourself from us before we figure that out, there's a domino effect that takes place. Because if somebody needed your smile on a particular day and you're not there to give your smile, then that person doesn't get what they need that particular day to pass on what they need to give to somebody else.
Agreed. So with this book, like, why did you start during that time period? Because I'm pretty sure you got plenty of stories you could have written and told. Why start with that one?
I started with that one because it's more so of the, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting this, that's the juicy time. You know what I mean?
So you just break that ice, so
like just dive right on in. You know, because I could have started with tragedies that happened in childhood, but that's a story that a lot of people have. You know what I mean? And it's sad. You know, it's terrible that it's a redundant story. You know, I hate the fact that I have to call, child molestation a redundant story. Yeah. You know what I mean? But there are a lot of people losing their children right now. And nobody talks about it. Nobody addresses that. You know, as far as how to deal with this. How do you process this? You know, and I've been there, and I just want somebody to know, those mothers that have lost a child, and now you went from living for somebody else and your daily routine is structured around this child and you know pretty much how your day is planned out, to waking up and you just stuck because you don't have this routine no more. This person not even here. It's not, it goes beyond, you know, responsibility and, you know, things like that. People don't think about your attachment. Your identity has become this child. You know, before you had a child, it was you. Yeah. You know, you go and come as you please, and you all about you, and, you know, to go from that and being selfish to selfless and being so focused on another person and making sure everything about them is good, that they not sick, they have all the food, clothing, shelter, you know, love, attention, affection, all of those things, and getting that in return. Because, you know, this is like the purest love, you know, from parent to child, you know, and to go to not having that so abruptly, you know, people need to know that there's a process and you can talk about it. And I want people to know that their feelings are valid. Because I had people tell me, like, when...
I'm glad you stand on that, because I think that's exactly what we need to say, because that's important, because it's not too many people that actually went through that can actually talk from a positive standpoint on it at this point in life. Right. Because there's a lot of people that get to that treasure point and it's a straight landslide from here on out. It ain't no coming back. It ain't no nothing. Right. So for you to be able to take that landslide, rebuild, you know what I mean, and then come up facing success on it, that's a big thing.
You know, I just, it's not easy, and I'm never going to be the person to sit back and make it seem like it's easy. It's not. It was not easy coming back, you know, from that, because mind you, when my child died, I had to deal with that by myself.
And then you have to deal with it by yourself. That's even, I'm thinking, and I'm already messed up in the mind. So you go through it, and
I had to deal with that by myself, and it's, you know, it's not easy, you know. And then it's just, I never want people to go through what I went through. I don't want people to feel like their feelings are invalid. You know what I mean? Because we do that a lot, whether it's the death of a child, a parent, father, husband, wife. People will brush it off because they don't know how to handle someone else's pain. And it's like, if you don't know how to handle someone else's pain, that's fine. Just listen. Sometimes words are not required. You don't always have to know what to say. Sometimes just being there and just being a shoulder or just being an ear for this person to just say how it is that they feel.
And that's it.
That's it. You don't have to say anything. You know, like in my case, I remember one time this young lady told me, she was like, "Oh, Jen, you'll see him in heaven. You know, when we all get to heaven, you'll see your son again." Girl, she was like, even God lost Jesus. Girl, God is, Jesus sitting right next to God. I don't want to hear that right now. God got his son. My son is gone. You know what I mean? And it's like stuff like that. You know, not to, you know, brush anybody off, but it's like, just listen. Don't always try to find the right words to say to somebody. Just listen. Let them vent, you know, or just let them cry. You know, quit trying to tell a person to stop from crying. That adds to depression. Let people vent. Let them get it out.
Agreed.
You know, now if they start being sick, because you can, you know, get real sick from dehydration and all of the other stuff, get them some Gatorade. Make sure they eat some soup, Pedialyte. Like, don't let them get themselves to an unhealthy point. But let people grieve. You know, people are so, no negativity. It's a part of living. There are gonna be negative times. There are gonna be sad times. There are gonna be non-happy times.
You know, shout out to my uncle for hollering. I just talked to my Uncle Drew about, he actually just put this in my ear like last week. He told me, he was like, life is like a battery. He was like, you can have all the positive things you want in your life, all the things. He's like, but without that negative charge, you ain't gonna get nothing. He's like, you need negative stuff in your life. order to be positive.
Exactly.
And ever since you told that, I was like, it made so much sense. Like I was like, man,
it does. I nobody likes to go through the negatives, and even now with everything I've been through, I still don't like going through the negative, but I appreciate it now.
mm-hmm.
You know, I have a different outlook on it. I have a different appreciation for it, and I have a different response to it now. You know, instead of like, I guess, fighting it, for lack of a better term, I embrace it. It's like, okay, this is my time to go through this challenge. Like, okay, what can I learn from this?
Yeah. So let's get back to this book. Phoenix
Okay.
Rise. Let me turn it around just for everybody still on. I'm gonna put it back up on for everybody, so everybody can see it. So, what is it like? What is the feedback that you got off of it so far?
You know what? I'm in a surreal place with the feedback. Like, everybody is 5 stars. Everybody is yay. Everybody's like, oh, it's awesome. It's amazing. And I'm like,
Is it because they know you and they know your story?
no, not everybody knows me. Like, a couple of people have been people that do not know me. They bought the book based on their friends talking about it or making a post about it or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, my friend posted about it. Let me see what this book about. You know, so I know it's not just because, you know, they know me. But I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like,
So
I need to know.
I'm actually, because I'm looking, I'm like, I gotta go read. So, is it any wow factors in the book? You gonna be
It's
like,
a lot of
what?
wow factors. I think the entire book is a wow factor, and that's not coming from a biased place, because here's a cheat code.
We gotta get a decipher. There's some keys up there.
No, the book starts off at the funeral. So there you go.
Have your tissues
Have
ready.
your tissue ready. Everybody has told me I need to put one of those warning labels on the book. This book needs to come with a box of tissues. But that's your wow factor. Your initial wow factor is the book starts at the funeral.
We're gonna leave it right at that because that's not, because man, I'm just like,
the book starts at the funeral, like, and it's a lot of stuff in there, and it's a lot of different situations that I think even a person that hasn't buried a child is some social interaction that people can relate to. What else? Just, you know, different stuff. My views, well, not my personal views, but the characters' views on the legal system. You know, that's a big thing now, which I was like, yay, the timing, it kind of coincides. I was like, look at good.
yeah. Make it move.
Right. But, you know, because our legal system is so messed up and how things, you know, take place. It's a couple of different areas of the nation that are like second homes to me mentioned in the book. So shout out to my Louisianan people.
Right.
Y'all in there.
But man, though, like it's just amazing though, just to see that so much that you done went through just to be able to get a book out. Like that's a lot, because I'm just like, I know you had 1,000,009 stories in there for you to tell anything, but for you to tell this one and actually try to get off a message about suicide, that you actually have somebody there, like you can actually get through these.
Right.
I think it's gonna be. I think you got a winner.
That's my main goal. That's if I can just save one life.
Hey, that's all it takes. I wish everybody felt that way.
Yeah.
If it was just one life.
One life.
But man, you still kicking it with G on 92 Kills. Before we get up out of here, tell everybody where they can research it, social media, YouTube, where they can go buy the book.
Okay.
Not get a handoff, where you can actually go buy the book.
Yes, please support the movement. Of course, my website, vsgriffin.com. All my social media, Facebook, Instagram, real VS Griffin, Twitter, real_VSG, Pinterest, real VS Griffin, YouTube is VS Griffin as well. Everything, all VS Griffin, everything.
What does the VS stand for?
Oh Lord.
Yeah. What is the VS?
The V stands for Virginia. The S is a secret.
It's a secret.
We We not telling
We can't tell the
that.
secret?
We are not
We're
telling
gonna have to
that.
go back into the just
No.
to get this secret pulled up.
That is an ancient Chinese secret. No.
That's almost scary.
The book is also available on Amazon, and I also have a special going on Cash App. If you want to take advantage of free shipping, you can
Get in now.
send $17 to my Cash App $VSGRIFF, and along with your shipping information, and then you can take advantage of the free shipping with the Cash App purchase.
Bet y'all heard that.
You're kicking it with G on your favorite station.
The perfect station.
92 KELZ, the only station with new music, new artists, new sound.